For the first time in our country's history, we've established one frontline law enforcement agency at our nation's borders. As guardians of our borders, you protect our nation both at and between our ports of entry.
We devised a defense strategy to protect our economy and our nation, and we built systems and centers to assess the risk of cargo and passengers coming to our shores from abroad.
The continuing threat of terrorism, the threat of mass murder on our own soil, will be met with a unified, effective response. Dozens of agencies charged with Homeland Security will now be located within one cabinet department with the mandate and legal authority to protect our people.
On the mission side, we are both the guardian of our nation's borders and the gateway to the U.S. economy. We're at the center of our government's efforts to protect the United States against terrorist and transnational crimes, strengthen the U.S. economy by welcoming growing trade and travel, and building the global system with our partners in North America and abroad.
CBP's workforce is without a doubt the greatest asset that we have. Law enforcement personnel that selflessly provide this service to America increasingly perform under difficult conditions and uphold the integrity of our immigration system. And today, the United States, because of these efforts, enjoys the most secure border in our nation's history.
The CBP was formed in 2003 mostly because of some deficiencies that the government realized after 9/11. It brought together some seemingly disparate agencies, but agencies that had similar purposes and which kind of complemented each other. I like to say that 1776 created the United States, but you do not get a functioning government without money. And United States Customs Service helps to keep that government functioning. Customs was formed in 1789 to basically collect fees from people importing things into the country. This is what the U.S. government was funded on until really the creation of the income tax as a permanent fixture and after World War I. Immigration and Naturalization Services traces its heritage to 1891. It came about because in the 1870s through the 1920s, the United States is having an immigration boom. Hundreds of thousands, millions of people are coming here. And so Immigration and Naturalization Services really has to deal with helping immigrants come to the country, making that a little bit more smooth. We want to protect from bringing illnesses into the country that might decimate populations. Illnesses like typhoid, tuberculosis, anything that's going to spread very quickly in a city. We want to protect the agricultural output of the country, so having animal, plant, and health inspectors at each border helps to protect from invasive species that are coming in that might harm crops. So U.S. Border Patrol was formed in 1924 to maintain the integrity of U.S. borders from any number of threats, but mostly from people coming into the country and people trying to bring illegal products. In the 1920s, and specifically 1924, is the middle of the height of Prohibition. So alcohol was illegal, and people would try to do anything they could to get around those laws. And you needed really a border patrol who could kind of help to protect that. The border is vast. It's hundreds and hundreds of miles. It encompasses every single kind of environmental terrain. So there's desert, there's rivers, there's mountains, and Border Patrol has to patrol all of that. So you need a lot of different people on a lot of different conveyances and horses and everything you can possibly think of to protect that border. And it is a vastly different terrain from the Pacific to the Atlantic, and then from north to south. In 2003, it comes together in one agency. The new mission is really to protect from international threats to the United States, to its sovereignty, to its people, to its crops, anything you can possibly think of. So CBP is a great, agency because it can look to the past to understand how to combat potential threats in the future.